So I just filmed another video that was kind of just like our life update video, and then in the video I kind of got this idea of talking about Michigan, do's and don'ts about Michigan, my experience as a freshman at the University of Michigan, and just be a little more specific. So this video is going to be very specific to Michigan. I'm talking about specific things on campus, specific courses, specific instances. I'm going to talk pretty uncensored. I don't think there's really any reason for me to beat around the bush. Yes, I drink. I'm a college student. I'm underage, but I do drink because, I just do. And so I'm not going to, I'm just going to be honest. And in general, I just want to talk about it, especially for my people back home who are debating whether or not to come here, want to know what the school's all about. So here you go. So I will start off with the fact that I live on Central Campus. One of the little freakouts you're going to have after you commit to Michigan is waiting to find out where you're going to live. It's a random lottery. You don't get to pick. There is kind of like a selection thing. That's like a little form you fill out, but you really don't get much say on it, so don't think that you'll really get to pick where you're living. There's a question that asks, if you want to live on North, but, nobody says that, so don't think just because you said that you're going to guarantee to not be on North. So how it works in Michigan is there is a Central Campus and a North Campus. Central Campus is kind of where all the classes are for most people, and where all the social life is, and where the city of Ann Arbor is. North Campus is not even really in the city; it's secluded. My vein is huge, but a lot of freshmen end up living there. I think it's over 50%. It really is not the end of the world. I actually go to North 3 days a week, and I really like North Campus. I don't know if I'd like to live there, but I don't hate it. It's not that bad. It's really pretty. A lot of quiet study spaces and stuff. And I say that it's a lame thing. I really don't mean to. I really do like it. But I do live on Central, and I will be honest, living on Central is nice. I got lucky. If you want to guarantee living on Central, then you should apply to a learning community. A lot of them are awesome, and sometimes I wish I kind of did that. I didn't, which I got the best of both worlds, because I got on Central without having to be in a community and have the responsibilities of that. But if you want to guarantee being in Central, then apply for that. Or do the RC, which is in East Quad, which is a dorm on campus, where you are guaranteed Central Campus. And you don't really, it's anyone kind of gets it. But FYI, there are a lot of different academic things you're going to have to do if you're an RC, so make sure to research it first. But I don't know, those are ways that you can guarantee Central. Don't freak out about it too much. It really is not the make it or break it. I have so many friends who live on North, and you get used to it and you're fine. But I will be honest, living on Central is nice. I live on the Hill, which is on the northeast, I believe, part of campus, and it is a little secluded, but not really. It's in my opinion and most people's opinion, they're kind of the nicest, most renovated dorms on campus, and they're all it's there's a bridge that connects it to the main part of campus, but it's a 5-minute walk for me to get to the main part of campus, which is better than a 5-minute wait for a bus and a 5-minute bus ride to North, and then a 5-minute walk to my dorm. So, it's not bad. I definitely like living on the Hill. I am dorming again next year. Hopefully not on the Hill, just because I think it's a lot of freshmen, but we'll have to see. So that's living situations. Living in the dorms has been fine. The bathrooms are super nice in my building. I don't really want to say what dorm I live in right now. I will once I'm out of this dorm, but I just don't want to say right now. But, and if you go to Michigan, you probably can tell from the room. But my dorm has really renovated bathrooms and stuff, so I actually freaking love it. I love the bathrooms. I take hour-long showers. It's about 2 in the morning. I'm still going to take a shower after this, and I have a class at 10 a.m., so yes. And I'm sick currently, so that's good. Okay, so that's that. So there is Welcome Week. So Welcome Week is the first week when you're on campus, and it's a very big party week. A lot of frats throw parties, and they're all open. I'm not a big fan of frat parties, but I did, enjoy Welcome Week. It was fun. It was a lot of especially because you just got here. It's I don't really know who to hang out with. I would say that you met people at orientation, hopefully, hook up with them, not literally, unless you want to, but, hang out with them, see what they're up to. I definitely say at the beginning of the year, don't have any reservations to not hanging out with somebody, give them a chance, especially because, everyone's kind of in a boat where they don't really have, a million people in the world to hang out with, so it's definitely a good idea to, give them a chance and hang out with them. But I will say that if you are interested in making a ton of friends, depending on if you were social in high school and you want to continue that in college, or if you just want to make a new start, you want to meet a lot of people, I definitely recommend joining clubs. There is Festival on campus, which, oh my god, I'm cramping. There is Festival, which is this big festival in I think it's in September. It's like a week after classes start, and all the clubs on campus gather on the diag, which is kind of like the quad. I know some schools call it a quad. It's like the main center part of campus, like where everyone walks around. And they all gather around, and they give out flyers, and you can sign up for the e-list, and you can just join a shit ton of clubs, and then realize you joined too many, and you're getting too many emails, and it sucks. But it's awesome, and it's a good way of learning about things. I don't think any of the clubs that I found out about there were the ones I ended up doing, but it is a good way to learn about things, and maybe you will find something great. I know a lot of people did. One of the big warnings that you have about the University of Michigan is that it is very competitive. A lot of clubs require tryouts or applications, resumes, interviews, and a lot of them reject a lot of people. I will give you an example. Well, actually, I did try out for the Educational Theater Company, which is ETC. I did not get in, but I'm actually kind of happy about that because I think that what I ended up doing instead was better. Better example is there are professional fraternities on campus. I am in one. I'll talk about that in a second. But and a lot of them, especially the business ones, are very competitive. Literally like 300 people trying for like 15 spots. And that's just how the whole culture of the campus is. And it kind of sucks because I know before coming to college, I didn't want to come to as competitive as an atmosphere as my high school was. And I essentially came to an even more competitive atmosphere, but, honestly, it's not the end of the world. It means that once you do find something, it's great, and you really connect with the people because it's not accepting everybody. So, a couple things I do on campus, which I just want to give a few shout-outs to and say that you should join, is I am on Shea Magazine. I am a photographer for Shea Magazine. Do I have... It's over here. Ugh. I'm not editing this video, so you're going to watch my ass shot right there. Here's this past issue. So it's a magazine on campus that I work for, and I'm a photographer. I can show you the photo that I took. I took this photo right here. So it's a cool, it's a magazine on campus that I work for. You do have to submit an application and portfolio. At least I did for a photo. There are other committees on it, though, and a lot of them accept a lot of people. So it's a good way if you're looking for something to add to your resume or something to do. Definitely check it out. I have a lot of friends who are on PR, marketing, lots of different committees. And yeah, it's fun, and it's really fun. And it's cool because it's I did photo in high school, but I never did anything like this before where literally I just come to a shoot and there's models and lighting, and it's crazy and so fun. So definitely recommend checking it out. Why the hell not? And then the other thing I'm doing, let me move the camera down. I'm currently pledging I am currently pledging a professional fraternity on campus called KTP, which is Kappa Theta Pi. The University of Michigan is the only chapter of Kappa Theta Pi as of now. It started at Michigan, I think, about 8 years ago, maybe a certain amount of time ago. It's relatively new, but it's the rushing groups and stuff have been getting bigger and bigger. The last rush, the group that I rushed with was about 60-something people, and only 17 people are in my pledge class. So it's, getting more and more competitive. But it's really cool. It's a professional community for a professional fraternity for technology-related fields, so mostly computer science and informatics people, and it's really, really fun. Everyone is really, really friendly and nice. Everyone's super social, and we had a big party, and it was super, super fun. It was crazy. And I definitely recommend that if you want to make a lot of friends, check out the fraternities. If you're into the social Greek life, I know a lot of my friends did that, and a lot of them really, really like it, and that's really cool. That's just not for me personally. My brother went to the school, and he also was in Greek life, and he loved it. Not my thing, but at least not social Greek life. I like professional Greek life because not only are you with a group of people that all want to make friends, so everyone's really friendly, but everyone also has a common goal, which is they all like the same thing. Where I just feel with you obviously you have things in common, or else you wouldn't get a bid for the certain social thing you're doing, but in mine, in KTP, not only is everyone in my pledge class really social and fun, but they also study the same things I do, which is really nice to have. A lot of people, in the similar classes, a lot of people to share and do homework with. It's a really good resource to have, and that's why I really like it. And also it means that you guys probably have a similar sense of humor, similar personality. It opens the doors for a lot of more similarities. So that's why I like that, but yes. Speaking of academics, when talking about class selection, don't forget about it too much because Michigan gives you a lot of freedom. I think a lot of this is like a college thing, but you choose your schedule completely. No one is double checking what you're doing. You can go ask questions, but make sure you know. My suggestion is to make a list of classes that you want to take / have to take pretty early on, because I know a lot of people who like kind of threw their schedule together like the day before their registration, and it was really stressful. A lot of the classes closed up, or they had to take a class they didn't want to because the one they wanted to take wouldn't fit their schedule. So that's something to think about. I don't know. I just know that a lot of people had trouble with that. For me, last semester, I knew exactly what I was taking, and I literally just clicked register, and it registered, and I had no problems. My classes aren't as great as I intended them to be this semester, but the point is that I couldn't have known that, so it's fine. So for those of you who are wondering, first semester I took Math 215, which is Calc 3. I took EECS 183, which is the best class in the world. Take it. Which is intro. It's called Elementary Programming Concepts. It's like intro to C++. I took English 125, which is my first year writing, and I took Aliens, which it was fine. It's like it's a mini course about aliens, which I did not get an A in it because I just did not try. But it's really easy. I just didn't really care. This semester I'm taking Anthropology 101, which I really like. It's kind of busy workish, but I like it. I'm taking Stats 250, which is intro statistics, which I like. And then I'm taking EECS 203, which is discrete mathematics, and it's really hard, but it's a prereq for computer science, so I have to take it. I'm just hoping to get like a B in the class. And I'm taking, I always forget the fourth, SI 110, which is Intro to Information, which I took it because I wanted to see if I liked information. I don't really, so it's fine though. It's not a hard class. Decent amount of work was not that bad. So those are what I'm taking. But anyways, I would say definitely if you really come here and do not know what you want to study, then take lots of diverse classes. Don't just take unless you really think you're going to major in anthropology. If you have no idea what you're studying, then don't take anthropology. I'm taking anthropology because I know what I'm studying, and I wanted to take it on top of that, and I know I could fit in my schedule. But, you should be taking, if you know you like science, then take, chemistry and see if you like it, or take bio 171, or chem 130, take physics, take something so you see if you like it. Yes, and it's really pretty easy to cross-campus switch here. So if you come in at LSA, which is Literature, Science, and Arts, that's what I'm in. If you come in LSA and then you decide you want to be an engineer, it's not that hard to switch. You just need there's a certain minimum GPA. But if you have that and you have the prereqs done, you're basically good. So yeah. So I'm from Chicago, so traveling is really easy. I just take the Amtrak, which is about a 10-minute walk off campus, but it's nothing. And I'm rolling backpacks, so it's effortless. And it's all downhill. It's great. So it's an easy walk to get there. The Amtrak takes 5 hours, 6 hours. Not the end of the world. I'm doing that next weekend, so. And then sometimes I fly. There is a free shuttle to the airport. I think it's free, or I think you get a certain amount of free ones, but as a student, it's nothing. It's $6 or something. Shuttle to the airport. And back when you need to come back. So that's really nice. The Detroit airport is pretty decent. I haven't had any issues with it yet. Now I know you're wondering why I'm flying to Chicago. Yes, it is a short plane ride, but that's fine. Okay, what else should I say? Okay, let's talk about different places to hang out on campus. So, if you're talking about eating, the best dining hall, in my personal opinion, and obviously I'm biased, but I think it is the Hill Marketplace, aka the Mojo Dining Hall. I think it is the best dining hall. It's called the Mojo Dining Hall because it's connected to the dorm Moshe Jordan, which is the Mojo dorm. Which, by the way, if you get into Mojo, that's a great dorm. That's not where I live, but that's great. Be happy with that. That's where a lot of learning communities are. But anyways, I think it's the best dining hall because they change their food a lot, so it's not you get bored of the same food over and over again. And the food, they usually try to make it diverse, and you get lots of cool things. And what I like about it is there's always a chicken option, and I love chicken, so for me. And there's a lot of vegan options all over campus, but especially there. Lots of drink options, especially at Mojo. There's a whole place with tons of different teas and milks and coffees and shit like that. So a lot of cool stuff with that. Also, the Mojo cookies are fantastic. So I think Mojo is the best dining hall. As a student, if you live in the dorms, you get unlimited meal swipes. So food is never a problem. My least favorite food on campus is probably going to be South Quad. It actually just opened this year because it was closed for renovation. And it's a really big dining hall, which is why a lot of people like it. I'm changing how I'm sitting a lot. It's a big dining hall, so a lot of people like it for that reason. I don't like it very much because they don't change the food very often, so they're always eating grilled cheese and tomato soup, which is like their signature thing. And there's not always a place to sit. I don't know. I don't like. It's also very far from me because I live on the hill, so I live like the complete opposite side of campus. So I don't like South Quad that much. East Quad's dining hall is kind of it's very like hipster vegan food, but like. And there's never seating at East Quad, but I like it more than South Quad. North Quad has fantastic food. FYI, freshmen cannot live in North Quad or Stockwell, so I think sometimes they do, but it's like an irregularity. But you can still eat at North Quad, and it's fucking amazing. So do that. Other good places, everyone talks about No Tie. No Tie is a really good place to order food. They deliver. Pizza House is obviously where everyone orders their food. For delivery, it's not super expensive. They deliver until 4 a.m. There's also Insomnia cookies, if that's your thing. I don't pay money for cookies because my dining hall has them for free. But if you want to, that exists. And what else? Oh, and then a little secret is if you like Mexican food, there's this place called Taco King that delivers, and they make the best freaking tacos in the world. They're so good. And they deliver, and they're $2.50 each for a taco, which is not that expensive. In general, you'll be spending a decent amount of money on food. It depends. Okay, if you live on the hill, you might be okay because the Mojo Dining Hall, during the week at least, is open from like 7 in the morning till 9 at night continuously. Like, there are no breaks. Like, you can come at any time and eat. But most dining halls actually close when there's not a meal time. And so if you're hungry at those times, you might need to order food. Or if you're hungry after 8 o'clock, you're going to have to order food. So expect that you're going to be spending some money when you're here. So talk to your parents about that. That's just my suggestion. You don't want to be like safe, like not prepared, and then or else you're going to feel annoyed because everyone's going to be ordering food and you're not going to. There is some shopping also, but I never understood. I'm not going to go shopping while I'm at college. It's like weird. There is a mall though. Uber and Lyft are very big on this campus, and you can Uber to the mall Briarwood, which is about a 5-minute car ride away from campus, and it's this huge mall. It's actually a really awesome mall. I went there once. That's where I got my parka. Get a parka. You don't need to get a Canada Goose parka. That's kind of a joke on campus. Everyone makes fun of the people with Canada Gooses, but everyone has one. Because it's a very affluent school and they're very expensive jackets. It's a lot of money to spend. It's like a $700 jacket. My roommate has one. I don't. I have an Eddie Bauer jacket. It was like $150, which is kind of expensive for me because I don't spend a lot of money on clothes, but it was worth it. You need a heavy-duty coat on this campus. If you have but don't let people scare you. If you have a heavy-duty coat, you're fine. Don't feel like you need to buy like I'm trying not to swear. I've already sweared so much. Don't feel like you need to buy a ton of like heavy sweaters and stuff. It's not that bad. Like, it's cold sometimes. It's very snowy. It's been snowing the last like week, but it isn't really that bad. So don't worry too much about that. Is my suggestion to you. You'll be fine. We actually had a snow day on Monday, which is kind of crazy. There was a snow day last year too, but before that, Michigan did not do snow days. They just did not. Last year was like an anomaly. This year, we needed a snow day. It was like 20 inches of snow or something. If you live in the Midwest, you definitely got some of that. Okay, what else can I say? Other places, that the Arb is really cool. The Arb, I actually have not been to the Arb since being a student. I went to the Arb over the summer. It is this really big nature preserve that's really close to where I live, actually, but I don't go there. It's by Markley, which is a dorm. And it's just like this big forest preserve. It's really pretty, especially in the summer. Everyone's there, like, throwing frisbees and stuff. I never did that, but I know a lot of people do that. I should have. I don't know why I didn't. There's a lot of academic resources on campus, especially if you are an engineering student. There's a lot of like math. There's like a math learning center, a science learning center, and an engineering learning center that all has like tutors and people to help you. I've never used those, but they exist. For me, if I ever had a question, I'd just go straight to my class's office hours, which there are a ton of. What else? My favorite classroom is the Denison building. Everyone hates it, but I really like it because they're big lecture halls, and I think every seat has an outlet, which is what I really like about it. MLB is where a lot of your freshman big seminars are going to be. That's where my anthro class and my stat class are. That's the modern language building, but I like that too. That's because it has like 3 big like areas. So yes, I'm trying to think of. There's a lot more I can say. Yes, so I think especially if you come here, it's a big school. It's a decently Greek school. Not that everyone's in Greek life, but there's a decent amount of people. If that's not your thing, there's tons of other ways to make friends in your dorm. Tons of ways to make friends on campus doing different fun things. So don't feel alone. It might seem at first like it's a really big school and you're going to be, very, very intimidated by everything, but don't be. You'll be fine. And you'll survive, and you'll love it, and you'll find... I have never talked to someone... There was one girl, actually, that I'm friends with, and at the beginning... I won't say who it is, but at the beginning of the year, she and I got... we became decent friends. We met on game day, which I'll talk about game days. I can talk about that. We went on game day, and we just kind of hit it off, and we just hung out all the time. And I remember getting dinner with her one night. We went to, like, this Mexican restaurant, and she and I... we're talking, and she just was telling me how unhappy she was here and all this stuff. It's been like 3 or 4 months since that, and now she like has like a ton of friends, and she's like loving it. Like if you give it a chance, you will find your place. Is what I'm trying to say. At first, it won't seem like it, but this campus is also super into Netflix, and everyone's always like nerding out in their room watching Netflix. So if that's your thing, if you don't like to drink, there's a ton of people who don't like to drink on campus. If you there's literally someone for everyone to hang out with on campus because there's so many people here. If you're really artsy, there's tons of communities for artsy people. Literally, I think there's like 3 different learning. There's one on North Campus, which is in Bursley. There's one in East Quad, which is the RC, which I already talked about. And there's one in Alice Lloyd, which is a dorm. It's like the Lloyd Hall Scholars Program. Like there's all these places for artsy people to be if you want to be with other artsy people. If you're athletic, there's lots of athletic things you can do. Lots of intramurals, lots of different sport teams you can join. Literally, there's so much. There's a Quidditch team. There's so much to do on this campus. You are never bored. Unless you choose to be, which is fine. I know a lot of people who didn't join things, but they were fine, and they just like to be by themselves, or they made friends in their dorm, and that was fine for them, and they are enjoying things, and they're fine. So, literally, this is the one campus in the world that you can be, for the most part, anything and anyone you want to be, and there will be people there for you somewhere. Sometimes you have to put some effort into finding them, especially because this campus is so big, but they're there, and you can find them. Yeah, so that's basically that. I'm trying to think of what else. Game days. So, game days are really big on this campus. I'm going to try to end this video soon, because I'm hitting 22 minutes, and no one's watching anymore. But game days are pretty big on this campus. It's on the football game days. All the frats basically open up, and they give like unlimited alcohol and let unlimited people into their lawns, and everyone just kind of gets really drunk and hangs out together, and it's really, really fun. I actually don't plan on getting football tickets next year because I don't like football, but I plan on going tailgating on game days. I've made some of my best friends on tailgates, like the girl I was talking about before. I met her on a tailgate, and then we just totally hit it off. She's on Shay too. And she's in Music Matters, which is another club I did for a semester. I'm not really doing it anymore. Ugh. But yeah, so game days are fun. But, in my opinion, I think the most fun games to go to on this campus are basketball games. I don't think, the thing about basketball games is they're not hard to get tickets for, so you don't really have to get season tickets for that. People sell their tickets. Some people give their tickets out for free. If you're ever interested, leave a comment. I'll tell you why. But there's lots of reasons why people give out their tickets for free. So you don't have to necessarily get season tickets, but it's really fun. Football's fun. If you're into football, I don't like football. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I saw Katy Perry, but I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Yes. Everyone on campus is like really into music and movies and stuff, so it's really cool for that reason. If you're into dating, there's actually a pretty big dating pool on this campus too. Like, there's literally, like, it's great. I freaking love this school. Sometimes I am like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone to this school. But for the most part, I've been very happy with it, especially since getting really into Shay and getting, I guess, starting to get really into my fraternity that I'm in, the professional KTP. So, yeah. What else? I think that's basically all I want to say. This video is way too long. but I just, maybe I can get more specific next video and literally be like, you should go here at this time and you can do fun things. Oh, best study spaces. I really, really, really like studying in Hatcher, which is the graduate library. There's this big thing about the Block M that's by the grad library. You don't walk on it before your first Blue Book exam, or else you'll fail your first Blue Book exam, or you have to run naked around the campus or something. Right next to there is this really freaking awesome library called the Graduate Library. It's called Hatcher, and there's so many cool study spaces in there. I like the ref room, which is like this really, really big, like old-looking room, and you just grab a seat and just veg out. People at Michigan, like, we are zombies. We just sit down and do homework for 8 hours straight. But yes, the one that everyone goes to is the Ugly, which is the undergraduate library, which I like, but it's often very packed, and you also get very distracted there because it's a social library, so you're allowed to talk, and people just go there to hang out. Like, I do that sometimes too. I just, like, if you want to hang out with someone, sometimes you get coffee with them, sometimes you go to the dining hall with them, sometimes you just go meet them at the Ugly and hang out, and some people aren't even there to do work, they're just there to hang out. So it's not the best place to get work done. Probably better than, your, like, Markley hallway if you live in Markley, because that's pretty distracting. But yes. So check that out. Other cool places to study. There is Rackham Auditorium, which is like a graduate building, but it's a cool place to study. A lot of people study at like coffee shops. Like there's two main Starbucks on. Okay, so there's two main streets on campus. There's State Street and South U. Those are the main like commercial streets on campus, and each has a Starbucks. So everyone's always a Starbucks. There's also Espresso Royale all over this campus. So there's a lot of cool places to study. So but also it depends on what dorm you live in. Some dorms, like my dorm is a really cool study area. Like, so I study in my building a lot. I study in my room sometimes. I love my bed. Ugh, I love my bed, so I never want to leave. Okay, this video has gone on for almost half an hour. You could have watched an episode of Friends. But that's how I feel about this school. So if there's any specific questions you want to ask about the University of Michigan, definitely leave them in the comment section. I will answer all of them because I love, I saw a video like this. It's a funny story. So there's this girl named Olivia Grace on YouTube who made a video kind of like this, and I met her today. I was so starstruck. I went up to her and I was like, "Oh, you are so cool." Her name is Olivia Grace, and she made a video like do's and don'ts of being a Michigan student or something. And I've seen this video like 3 times because I watched it so much before coming to school, and I think I creeped her out, but I literally went up to her and I'm like, "I saw you on YouTube," and she's like, "You're not the first person to come up to me and say that." She was really cool. So anyways, that's a little random story. I'm sorry, this video's gone on way too long. I have to just say bye. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.